guys, welcome back. Not beer, it's 10:30 in the morning. So thank you for coming back. If you're new here, thank you for coming to hang out. And if you're new here, I don't have to apologize to you, but if you're not, I am so sorry. It's been, I don't even know, months since I made a video. There are a few reasons for that. I was busy through the summer, as most people are through the summer. We got a travel trailer so that we had somewhere to kind of vacation, staycation through all of the pandemic stuff with the kids, because they have never traveled really. We went to Texas once in February 2020, and basically as soon as we got back, everything got shut down. So they haven't been able to even do, you know, little mini family vacations where you just like drive a couple cities over and do whatever you do. So we thought, you know, getting a trailer would be nice for them, and it was great. They had an amazing summer. I had an amazing summer. And then my oldest started school this year, and that kind of threw me for a loop, which was weird. It's just, you know, I've been a stay-at-home mom for 6 years, and our mornings used to look like wake up whenever we wanted, stay in your jammies as long as you wanted, drink your coffee, heat it up as many times as you want. But now it's, you know, it's that crazy rush in the morning where it's, you know, packing lunches and making sure everybody's dressed, everybody's got their teeth brushed, everybody's brushed their hair, get out the door on time, get boots on, get coats on. And yeah, it's been hectic for me, and, you know, it's been an adjustment for all of us. And now we're kind of into a routine. I'm back to doing my nails often, very, very often. And that was another thing. I just wasn't inspired to be doing my own nails. I was like channeling all my ideas and inspiration into creating a few collections and some new glitters and things like that. But since I created those, they obviously sparked creativity again, and I've been doing my nails all the time. And so I will get to what this video is about. This video is about the gel method. I have an older video about this where I showed you how to do it because people were asking. And I made it very clear in that video that I didn't like the gel method. It was not for me. It seemed messy and clunky, and just, it seemed like old technology. Like it seemed like we were going backwards instead of moving forward. However, I started carrying gel liquids so that I could give people who had sensitivities to dip liquids an option, so they could do one-stop shopping and not pay shipping more than once at different companies. And I also obviously have my jelly tip extension systems, so I needed a base and a builder for that. And I tested, I want to say 6 different gels before I decided on which ones I wanted to carry and which ones I was happy enough with. And the ones that I'm carrying, I've had stellar feedback from everybody that's using them. And it has also converted me to pretty much being exclusively gel method, which is saying a lot. Because if you go back and watch that video, I don't suggest you do. It's mostly just me shitting on gel method. I didn't like it. I never did it. I did it, you know, twice before I filmed a video so that I knew how to do it. And then I filmed a video, and that was the last time I did gel method. I had wanted nothing to do with it. It wasn't for me. You know, gel base, other brands seemed, you know, thin and runny, and I wasn't getting decent coverage, and this like whole pour over thing, messy. It's messy. I didn't like it. With my gel base that I use for my gel method, obviously, it is thick. It's thicker than you expect. You probably will open your bottle and send me a message and say, I think there's something wrong with my base. And I will say, there's not. Try it, use it as it is, and probably about an hour from now, you'll send me a message and be like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite base. And it's my favorite base. I use it all the time. I only switch up from gel method so that I don't become sensitive or allergic to gels. I'd like to give my skin a break. Anyways, the base is thick. You can actually dip your finger with the gel base on. It doesn't move. And you can also do all of your nails. You don't have to pour anything. You can lay your finger on. It doesn't move around. You can do all your nails. You don't have to worry about it running and dripping, and then you can cure your whole hand at once. It's fast. I find I'm getting manicures done way faster, and just the amount that you can play with glitter placements and things like that before you cure is top notch. So that's what this video is. It's going to be how to do gel method, but it's going to be me showing you now that I actually like it, and I'm not like begrudgingly doing this gel method just because somebody asked me how to do it. I'm going to show you my liquids doing the gel method, how it's so much cleaner, so much easier, and yeah, how it makes, you know, glitter placements and just getting the shape that you want on your nail a whole heck of a lot easier than it is with a thinner version of a gel base. And also my gel top coat, I mean, I know I'm tooting my own horn a lot, but I did do a lot of testing and I've used a lot of gel top coats before I even started the business, and it holds up exceptionally well. It doesn't scratch, it doesn't get foggy. Yeah, so I'm gonna show you a full gel method manicure, probably just on 2 fingers because I don't want to bore you. This is already like a 10-minute intro, and I'm sorry, but I had to explain. I had to, you know, excuse myself for not being around. But yeah, I'm going to flip you guys down. I will get started. Both of my hands are completely naked, which is rare for me right now, but it wasn't through the summer. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to flip down and I will show you guys the gel method with the 10 by Tina gel liquids. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye. Oof, that shadow. Well, hey guys, this is not ideal lighting, is it? But you know what? It's the best I can do. Let me see. Yep, I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. Everything is as bright as it goes. Okay, well, anyways, you don't really need to see like perfect lighting for the, what can I do here? Let me see. Is that any better? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so gel method. You need a lamp, obviously. If you're, I of course have the Flash Me lamp, the mini guy with my gel extension kits, and you can also buy it by itself. Very, very handy to have a single finger lamp when you're putting extensions on. But if you're going to be doing gel method dipping, I highly suggest that you get yourself like a full-sized big lamp. I just got this one on Amazon. Let me see, I'll zoom out. Can I zoom out? No, I can zoom in. Okay. Yeah, it's just like one of these guys. I think it's 48 watt, I think. Anyways, it's amazing. I love this lamp. It does everything I need it to do, and it's quick. And I can't actually tell you how many watts it is because it doesn't have it on there. Anyways, as long as you got, you know, I think 40 watts would likely be like the minimum you'd want to go to for this. It just cures things faster. All right, so I'm going to show you a gel method mani. I have Plastic here, which was a glitter from my very first sub bag ever, and I love this glitter to this day. I love it so, so much. I might bring it back. I have Mohair, that is from the Euphoria collection, and then I have Burnout, which is a dip that's in the Core collection. You can't... people don't order this, and I don't know why. It's because you can't see it properly in photos and stuff, but it has the coolest like microflakes in it that shift. It's really cool. Anyways, hopefully I can get some good photos on this camera eventually. So right, gel method, you will prep your nails as usual, really. So push back cuticles, remove any invisible cuticle that's on the nail plate. I try to do all of my prep dry so that I don't have any moisture in my nails that could cause anything to lift. Yeah, so push back your cuticles, dehydrate. I find dehydrating for gel makes it last a little bit longer. I do have a prep liquid that I sell, but you can use any dehydration prep liquid. Doesn't matter. If you've got one laying around, use it. Some people do use acetone. I know that some acetone does have moisturizer in it so that it doesn't, you know, tear apart your fingers while you're soaking off. So just make sure that if you're using acetone as a prep liquid, it is just acetone. It doesn't say like, oh, gentle on nails or anything like that. But still, I would go for a proper prep liquid, but acetone will work if you're in a pinch. Okay, so you need gel base. You need a gel top coat. I think I'm probably going to do a matte nail or two, so I should have my matte top coat somewhere. I'm sure I do. Not there. Whatever, I'll find it eventually. Yeah, so I'm gonna show you the consistency of this base because like I said, you're probably going to open it and be like, there's a problem, I have a problem, please help. But you don't. It's thick, it's thicker than the top coat. So yeah, it'll like string a little bit and it is a chunky little base. It's thick, but it doesn't move when you put it on your nail. So it's kind of ideal for doing this. So I'm going to show you close up on my ring finger nail. I'm going to do the Clastic on, am I? No, I'm going to do a layer of Burnout mohair. And then I'm going to do a layer of Burnout on this finger. And then I'm going to do a vertical ombre with the Clastic between these two. And then something else. And I sat down without a plan. Okay, so gel method. Can I get any closer? Let me see. Nope. Sure can get fuzzier though. I'm gonna move this out of frame so that it doesn't constantly focus on that and it can maybe focus a little bit on my nails. Okay, so when I do my nails, I point them down and towards myself as if I'm pulling somebody else's hand across the manicure table and I'm doing their nails. It's just how I've taught myself to do it. You can do it however you want. This does help though, especially with dip liquids, to not flood your cuticle if you hold your hands angling down. So yeah, like I said, this is a thick base. So I'm going to, I lay the gel like middle of my nail. I kind of put a bit of a blob down, and then I will pull to the free edge, covering about 3/4 of the nail first, and I keep a decent amount of product on the nail. And then I will wipe off most of the excess on the brush back into the bottle. And then I take the brush, I take what is left of the product that was in that little blob that I first put on and push it towards the cuticle. And if you do it smoothly enough, there's your perfect cuticle line. And then I will go around the sidewall. And it is pretty important when you're using gel products to try to avoid getting any on your skin because you can become sensitive to it, and you become sensitive the more exposure you have. And getting it on your skin just, you know, heightens the exposure level. So there we go. All right, of course, as I'm saying that, not paying enough attention, I got some on my skin, but that's not a big deal. I will use my cuticle pusher to just pull it off. There. Okay, so that is coated in base gel. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to heat up enough that it's going to drip down onto my cuticles or off the free edge. It's going to stay where it is. And so I'm going to take my mohair. And like I said, most other gel bases, you have to do a pour over type method because it will move it around too much and it'll get all over your finger. But this stuff is thick enough that you don't need to. This is how I use my dip liquids too. I always kind of lay my finger down flat. I never like properly dip anymore. I really only did that the first few manicures I ever did. And I'm using my bigger jars, so it's kind of annoying. These are the jars I use when I have my own stash of color. So I'm gonna lay my finger down, and with gel, I like to leave it in for 5-6 seconds because it just absorbs a bit more of the powder then. Tap off like usual, and there is the first coat. And you can see it's not run everywhere. It's not, you know, like my cuticle line stayed as the cuticle line that I pushed in with my, it's not on the sidewalls. That I could cure that, and I don't need to fix my cuticle line at all. It stayed where it was. I'm going to cure it, so I'm going to speed through. Okay, that layer is cured. And again, you know, just brush off as you would, but you don't really get as much loose powder fallout as you do with dip liquids, because it like absorbs the powder better. It doesn't just sit on top. Okay, see, that's where I accidentally touched my skin. Gone. All right, so now I am going to do a dip of burnout on here. I'm going to do a second layer of mohair on here, and I'll show you a close-up when I put the gel base on here, so you can see it one more time in the way that I do it. So I get myself a good glob on the end of my brush. Can you see the glob that I've got? It doesn't look that globby, but there's a lot on there, I promise. And again, so I will lay it down on the nail, kind of in the middle, just a blob of gel, and brush it up towards the free edge. Go a little bit further down, about 3/4 of the nail again, like I said. Taking care if you have to pull the side of your finger over with your thumb or something. It is important to try to minimize the amount of gel that you do get on your skin. I will be very upset if I ever become sensitive to gels, so when I'm not filming, I make it a very important point to not get any on my skin. I'm just trying to keep an eye on my display to make sure everything's in frame and blah, blah, blah. So I will wipe off the rest of the excess and then place the brush where that blob originated, because there's always going to be a little bit of extra gel there, and then push excess powder to the cuticle. And the way the brush fans out, it makes the perfect cuticle line for you. And as with anything dip liquids, you know, I mean, it does take some practice to get that cuticle line really nice and smooth, even doing it this way. But I find this way is a little bit easier. And again, because it's still movable before you've cured, you can get your cuticle tool, whatever it is that you're using for a cuticle tool, and clean things up. So I'm gonna dip into burnout with this. Again, leave it for a couple seconds so that it can pick up some more of that powder. Tap off. And there's burnout. Oh, see? You can kind of see it in a video, how pretty it is. And yeah, see, like if this was dip liquids and I had this little bit of overhang there, I wouldn't be able to fix that. I'd have to file it off. But with gel, I just push it in there. Now it's nice and flat again. And I'm not touching the gel, I'm touching just the powder. There's nothing stuck to this finger anymore. And I'm gonna do my second dip on here real quick and cure. So I'm just gonna kind of speed through it so that you don't have to look. And then I'm gonna show you how to do chunky placement with gel. Okay, I am going to actually intentionally get some, I'm going to screw up this cuticle line intentionally so that I can show you how to fix it. I'm just going to go right up. I'm going to touch there. I touched my skin. Ooh, I hate doing that. Okay, I'm going to dip this in burnout and you'll see that my cuticle line is not going to be cute. Okay, can you see? You should be able to see. Hello? Yeah, so there's like powder all the way up to, it's on there. So you can always take your cuticle tool, whatever it is that you use a toothpick. I use a dotting tool. Actually, I'm using a dotting tool right now. I've been using something different, something that I'm bringing to the shop. But it's not ready to go on this site yet. So I'm using what I used to use all the time. But yeah, this isn't cured. It's still movable. You can clean up whatever you need to. So you just take your cuticle tool, butt it up against the cuticle and drag around and get any excess gel, powder, whatever. There. Wipe it on a lint-free wipe or your jeans, you know, whatever you have available. Just don't let your jeans see any UV light until they're washed, or you can just wipe it off with alcohol. Better yet, don't use your jeans. I mean, we've all done it. We will all continue to do it, but you shouldn't do it. All right, I'm gonna shut up again, speed through dipping the rest of these. Okay guys, I just finished curing this, and for the sake of time, because I actually have a migraine today, I'm just going to show you how to do a vertical ombre with a chunky glitter with the gel method. It is so simple. There's no like tapping involved. You can still do it that way, but you certainly don't have to. I just do kind of like a half lay into the glitter and then use my cuticle tool to push glitters around. I'll show you. Okay, so you want to, of course, coat the whole nail that you're going to do the ombre on in gel. You don't want to have like a big ledge left over, because that'll be, I mean, it would drive me nuts. I don't know, maybe you don't care about stuff like that, but I do. I would be feeling it all day. It would make me crazy. So yeah, same way you did when you dipped in a regular color, 3/4 of the nail, push back to the cuticle line so that it keeps it nice and simple. If I were just doing this and not showing you, I would do both fingers that I want to do the ombre on at the same time. So that kind of speaks to the speed also of the gel method, because you can, you know, lay your base down and carry on about your business doing whatever art you want to do on another nail, and then go back and either dip or do the art on that nail, and it's ready to go. I can't even believe I'm so obsessed with gel method now. I can't believe it. Okay, so I did a base, gel base on the entire nail. I'm gonna move this out of the way so it focuses on my finger for a minute. And then I will take my nail and lay it sideways into the jar, like that. I will show you. And when I'm doing a vertical ombre with glitter, I like to shake my jar so that I have mostly glitter at the top and not a whole heck of a lot of acrylic powder. That way you don't have to do more than one layer, because ain't nobody got time for that. So bop it in a little bit. I don't go quite halfway because I want to be able to control where the glitter goes past that median line. So there, I've got that. And again, I don't have enough here. So because I'm using gel method, I can go back in and do it again. Pick up more glitter down there if I feel like it. Tap, always tap so that it's falling back down, not over this side, because there we go. Okay, so that is a really decent amount of glitter to work with to do a vertical ombre. Where the heck did I put my cuticle tool? Where have I put it? Where have I put it? I have no idea. It's right here. Of course it's right there. So then I can just, because it's pliable and everything moves on it, first of all, I'm going to get rid of the stuff on the side, because I don't want that getting attached to my nail anywhere I don't want it. And that was just literally glitter stuck on my finger, no, not gelled it down. And then yeah, you can just take, I hope this is enough light that it will focus. Okay, you can just take your tool, whatever you're using, and push these glitters around, lay them flat, I will push this one in a bit because I don't like it so far out, because it's one of the chunkier ones. And then I can pull smaller ones out so that they look a little bit more haphazard. Pick a couple up from here. You can also pick them up from your jar. Just get a little bit of base on whatever tool you're using. And you can lay down some glitter. Need a bit more base on there. So I've picked up like 3 glitters on here. It's not going to be obviously as random and haphazard, no matter how hard you try to make it look that way, as if you were just tapping your glitter on, but it's more controlled. You don't have to cure anything until you're happy. So this is why I enjoy a good glitter ombre with the gel method, because I can fiddle with it and make it as even as I want halfway down the nail. Because I find oftentimes when I'm doing it, an ombre with glitter with dip liquids, especially when I was first starting out, I would have like a ton of glitter up near the top, and then like it would be like halfway down the bottom, and then I'd have to do another layer and another layer and another layer, and it was just getting thicker and thicker and thicker, and yeah, looking cute. But with this, you can move things around. Get your chunky glitters spaced out so that it's not all concentrated in one spot. So I'm pretty happy with that. I might put a few very random ones. Just little guys. So that it looks a little bit more random, because it's looking a little too perfect, which is not something you get to say often. All right, I'm happy with that. Make sure there's no glitter on my finger. And then another thing I like to do, I like to blow on it because it just gets rid of any of the acrylic powder that could potentially make your glitter not be as glittery as it should. But it shouldn't move around your glitter, just don't go wild. There, I'm gonna cure that. And I will be back. Well, I'm gonna cure this, I'm gonna do the other finger. I'm gonna speed through all that, and then I'll be back to do top coat with you guys, because everybody loves a good top coat. Okay guys, I am back with these guys. So I forgot one pretty important step to using gel method with chunky glitters, and that is you can encapsulate with a builder gel. So you don't have to put a clear layer of dip over top and just, you know, like hope and pray that it's in the right spots and it's covering every glitter and this and that, because you can put your builder gel on and you can move it around and you can make sure it's in any little, you know, cracks or underneath a piece of lifted glitter so it doesn't end up being a big hole later, because there's very little that makes me more upset than having gone through the trouble of doing a chunky glitter mani and then like the next day you are like rubbing your fingers over it and you feel a bump or a lump or something. If you encapsulate with a builder gel, and I use my Builder Bond, which again, quite thick, intentionally, yeah, it's like, it will be smooth like glass after you do the smallest amount of buffing, and you're not gonna hit your glitters and mess them up. So I am going to do that quickly. Do I need to show you that? I don't think so. You guys are pros. I'm gonna cure this 30 seconds, do a little bit of buff if I have to. I don't think I will. And then I'm gonna top coat everything. Right, also, sorry, for builder gel, if you have to buff those nails before you top coat, you know what, I don't think that yeah, I might wanna file that edge. It does have a tacky layer, so you'll have to alcohol wipe it off if you need to do any buffing, or it's just gonna be sticky and kind of messy and gross. You know how it is, that tacky layer, it's really annoying. If you hear whining, it's my puppy outside the door. We got a puppy this year too. He's super cute. He pees everywhere. Not like he's house trained, like he pees outside, but he pees everywhere because he has this like submissive peeing deal that we're trying to sort out, but you know, he'll grow out of it. Anyways, my floors have never been cleaner because I'm constantly mopping. I am gonna buff these real quick just to make sure they're nice and smooth. Okay, good enough. And then I just take my alcohol wipe and wipe any of the dust off. Again, you don't have to. This is just how I do it because, I don't know, it's just how I do it. And I know everybody is probably thinking, oh, you should put a gel base on before you put your top coat on. Probably, I probably should. But I've never actually had a problem with my top coat peeling the way I have had with some other brands. If you don't lay a base down, you can sometimes have it, literally the top coat just peels clean off. I've never run into that problem. That could be like a user thing as well. Like, you know, the way some people peel off base coat works really well and some people it doesn't work very well at all. Again, it could be up to the individual. I don't have that trouble with this one. I have had it with other ones. Do what works for you. Try it without, maybe on just one finger to see if you need to go through that extra step. It's really nice that I don't have to. So, top coat, and this top coat is like incredibly thin compared to the other gels, which you wouldn't, like you'd think it's the other way, but it's not. So I'm gonna quickly top coat this. I do 2 layers of top coat because again, it's thin, but incredibly durable, incredibly shiny. And I have a piece of lint from my quote-unquote lint-free wipes that I used to wipe my nail. It's not the ones that I use for dip liquid brushes. It's like these soft ones that are meant for cleansing a gel nail. They say they're lint-free. They're very, very much not lint-free. And I should throw them out. However, when I was ordering lint-free wipes for the shop, they originally sent me these ones, these like soft ones that I have been just talking about that are not lint-free. And I have nearly 10,000 of them, so I'm gonna use them. Yeah, because like they realized, the supplier realized their mistake when I messaged them and said, hey, these aren't what I ordered. I don't need these. I don't do gel nails. Like I don't have a gel line. I don't, if I did, it would have a no cleanse top coat, so I have no use for these. Certainly not 10,000 of them. But hey, it looks like I'm never gonna have to buy a cotton wipe ever again in my life, so that's good. Maybe I can use it for like face toner and stuff too. All right, gonna flash through these for 30, do a second coat. And we'll see the end. That is the gel method though, and that was pretty speedy. It didn't take me much time, and I've got a little bit of art going on, 2 colors, 2 layers of top coat. The gel, I am a complete convert. Okay, I'm gonna shut up, I'm gonna cure, and I'll show you pics. Bye guys.